Mummy has to go now, and you have to be a good boy.
I'm not doing this for the Republic. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for our child. We have to risk our chance at happiness so they can have a life we might never know.
He said there was a war coming. Against an evil we couldn't begin to comprehend. Revan went off to fight it.
Perhaps you shall go there with him and do battle at the end of all things.
Safe journey, exile.
Good luck, my love. And may the Force be with you.
I alone could not defeat him, so I chose to wait for one who could.
Together, we will find his doom.
He's become obsessed with power and immortality. The dark side is like a cancer inside him. It grows faster than he can feed it. He's consumed an entire world, but he still hungers. With his hunger comes an all-consuming fear. He's terrified of death.
The concerns of this galaxy are meaningless. Once I ascend, all will be tranquil in this galaxy.
He is master of the Force, master of us all. To stand against such power is to be destroyed.
If destruction is what you crave, you shall have it.
Destroy him. Free the galaxy from his manipulation. Avenge me. Avenge us all.
You believed you had won. That your sacrifices meant something. Anything.
After all that I have done, all that I have enslaved, all that I have destroyed,
You should have known.
you do not know the true face of power, but you will. You will.
No. Your power is your weakness. It blinds you. Everything you've done. Everyone you've betrayed. Everyone you've manipulated. Everyone you've murdered.
The Force seeks balance. Always. This has nothing to do with your friends. This is you and I. In the fight against you, no one is alone. Come on! All of us together, we will end him. I am endless!
Everything else. Even you.
No!
I will show you the power of the Force in balance.
You are nothing.
Go back to the Shadow. Shall not pass!
What you know about rolling down in the deep when your brain goes
slow motion, yeah. I feel like an astronaut in the ocean.
Okay, first topic of today is potions. How do I mix them and how do they work? So we'll just dabble a bit into this topic before continuing to tonight's main topic, which is who is the bad guys who want to take over the world Putin had referenced and where is their headquarters. We'll get to that soon enough. First to the arcane art of potion making. Now believe it or not, this is an actual legitimate craft. Well, one would hope so, considering it is the cornerstone of mankind's pursuit in science that eventually became what we call chemistry, and we use it most in our pharmaceutical research. Potion making is sort of an advanced form of chemistry where one would take the basic scientific elemental chart of different types fused elements and mix them with certain types of both astral and spiritual elements, energies and aspects. One thing to always remember that I usually use when mixing potions is that each potion-based solution has a grounded effect that is usually rooted in its elemental source that it is derived from, so knowing where and how each potion's mix solution is made is vital to knowing how to mix them and what to mix them with, as well as what kind of effect you might expect to occur. These things are crucial perspectives to keep in mind when making potions. The first potion one should learn before all others is the basic cleansing potion that can nullify and dissolve any potion's effects. Basalt, distilled, or boiled water clean of impurities, and any tincture or sap from the root of a magical plant. A Punjabi African oo plant is the one I prefer. Simply apply over the area the potion you wish to remove was used and the effects will dissolve within minutes usually. This is also the same oils that many priests used to use in baptisms. Another potion I will list here is the Dragon's Bane potion. This is 1 part dragon's blood oil, 1 part African oo oil, saturated in the spiritual energy of the one who the potion is to be used on, and mixed just before application with the charred remains of a burnt plant's leaves if necessary, but is most effective if able to use the ashes of someone, as it calls for the ashes of the dead. Most likely it has something to do with the composition of the burnt remains ashes that is the key trigger here. Then apply to skin as you would any cologne or scented oils. This seems as though it is a self-targeted potion, which means the body absorbs the mixed features through one of the sensory receptors. So apply closer to the nasal region for maximum effect. The effect of this potion makes one impervious to the power of imps. Not only that, but it nullifies their effect and it reveals imps' true hidden forms within the range of those who smell it. The next potion I will discuss is a potion I discovered by accident. It is a mixture of lodestone oil, dragon's blood, all the same processes of the previous potion, ashes and the spiritual energy. Only the outcome of this is a gargoyle's potion. As I said, this potion I discovered by accident, so the full effects of this I am not sure of, only that when I applied the potion I immediately began to feel like my veins were on fire. It started around there, applied area, and quickly spread up my arm, then along the back of my neck before it curved into the depths of my brain. I do not know any further than that, but I did seem to be making a transmutation as my hands began to feel claw-like and I swore I was beginning to shrink. Well, the last potion I have here to share is not a love potion but more of a potion of seduction. Guaranteed to seduce and lure any woman with the slightest interest in the one wearing the potion. This does not force what is not there, not saying that there aren't any, just that this isn't one of them. It is 1 part dragon's blood, 1 part lodestone oil and 1 part African juju oil. Be careful not to contaminate the oils when mixing them. Do not use the same tool to mix with. If you use tools and equipment, be sure each mixture base has its own set of mixing tubes and beakers. And whatever you do, remember to bring your towel with you. Always remember where you put your towel. Now on to the next part of the show. Oh, and one last thing, for the one who is searching for clues to the root of my death that shall come looking after my death, you must forget everything you have come to learn of what you seek to know, in order for you to see what it is that you seek.
Edward Snowden's February 2014 leaked document, The Art of Deception, Training for a New Generation of Online Covert Operations, released. was a PowerPoint presentation including 50 slides reportedly made by GCHQ, the British Government Communications Headquarters, in 2012. The presentation was allegedly used for staff training, an online covert action accreditation from the Human Science Operations Cell and Joint Threat Research Intelligence Group that draws from psychology of influence and persuasion and included digital propaganda tactics. The presentation mentions building cyber magicians who can confuse and manipulate targets. One slide includes a roadmap of how their tactics fit together, a guide to practice. It builds upon culture profiling, cognitive biases, scams, propaganda, and more. In the Gambits for Deception slide, psychology of magic tricks is heavily drawn from in the attention section. The document is filled with theories on human interaction, how to understand it and game it, influencing outcomes. The document lists techniques for hiding the real, dissimulation through masking, repackaging and dazzling, and showing the false, simulation through mimicking, inventing and decoying. This section includes 3 slides showing UFOs, amongst other unrelated images, believed to be referencing the influencing of UFO cults rather than the presence of UFOs. Nigel Watson, author of the Haynes UFO Investigations Manual, says that while the slides may not be evidence of alien invaders, they are the next best thing for conspiracy theorists, evidence of government mind control. The section also includes the phrase, "People make decisions as part of groups." People make decisions for emotional reasons, not rational ones. The presentation concludes with a full rollout of the training planned, with over 150 JTRIG known as Joint Threat Research Intelligence Group and Ops staff fully trained by early 2013. Glenn Greenwald, an American journalist and author, wrote an article for The Intercept regarding the leaked documents. He stated that the presentation showed there were core self-identified purposes of JTRIG, including 2 tactics. 1. To inject all sorts of false material onto the internet in order to destroy the reputation of its targets, and 2. To use social sciences and other techniques to manipulate online discourse and activism to generate outcomes it considers desirable. An order from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court to Verizon instructing them to hand over all metadata for all US customer phone calls. One of the first items Snowden leaked in 2013 was a secret court order from the US Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, known as FISA, instructing Verizon to turn over metadata from all calls originating in the US over a 3-month period, ending the 19th of July 2013, to the National Security Agency known as the NSA on a daily basis. A note on the order says it's supposed to have remained classified
it's just
until
my
April
paranoia,
2038.
or does it seem odd that this order was set to expire just after or before the asteroid Apophis is supposed to strike the Earth? Odd. What kind of last-minute contingency plan do they have down there?
The report was released on The Guardian, written by Glenn Greenwald. According to the document, telephony metadata includes comprehensive communications routing information, including but not limited to session identifying information. For example, originating and terminating telephone number, international mobile subscriber identity number, international mobile station equipment identity number, and time and duration of call. It noted that the telephony metadata does not include the substantive content of any communication or the name, address, or financial information of a subscriber or customer. The document also instructs Verizon not to tell anyone about the court order. While the Verizon court order is the one that was leaked, AT&T and Sprint were also reported to have given their records to the NSA. The leaked court order has raised a series of questions. The main question being, is this a one-off or from a series of similar orders? Also, to what extent does the US government have domestic spying powers? The blanket gathering of records is unusual compared with normal FISA court orders. Usually, these are aimed directly at a named target, for example one that is of interest for suspected terrorist links. While the data does not include substantive content of communication, there is enough data to build an accurate picture of who was contacted, when, how, and where. According to the Washington Post, NSA analysts may not search the records without reasonable, articulable suspicion that the data is related to a specific terrorism case. Only a small fraction of the records are reviewed, officials said. The law used to gain the order is the Business Records provision of the Patriot Act, 50 U.S.C. Section 1861. U.S. Senators Ron Wyden and Mark Udall had reportedly been warning about the interpretation of this act without being able to specify the domestic surveillance programs they found alarming. In a letter to Attorney General Eric Holder in 2012, the U.S. Senators stated, "As we see it, there is now a significant gap between what most Americans think the law allows and what the government secretly claims the law allows. This is a problem, because it is impossible to have an informed public debate about what the law should say when the public doesn't know what its government thinks the law says." The 2013 Verizon data grab is similar to a program that was authorized by the Bush administration in 2001 and reported by USA Today in 2006, which implemented the collection of phone call records to analyze call patterns to detect any forbidden activity. The 2013 court order is the first hint that the Obama administration has followed a similar path. The Washington Post noted that the government made 6 requests under the Business Records provision of the Patriot Act in 2007 during the Bush administration, 21 in 2009, Obama's first year in office, and 212 last year, according to reports to Congress. However, it is not known how many are in the same style as the Verizon request. The NSA program PRISM, which allows the NSA to monitor people's email, web searches, and overall internet use.
This is the Echelon network I was led towards a while back, or at least a branch of its monitoring network. This is all controlled by the shadow syndicate currently being called the Bilderberg Foundation, as they are achieving the last laid plans of that organization, as per their plan was from the beginning. This shadow syndicate, the New World Order, takes their orders either directly from the executive heads of the order still in their protective lockdown in the Hayden Penitentiary or from pre-recorded orders held by operatives still in the field.
Following the Verizon scandal, Edward Snowden released details of the NSA program, PRISM. PRISM is a tool used by the US NSA to collect private electronic data belonging to users of major internet services such as Gmail, Facebook, Outlook, and others. It is believed to involve the cooperation of at least 9 technology companies, with these companies giving direct access to their systems. The leaked document contains a slide that records the date each company allegedly joined PRISM. Another showed the type of data collected, which included email, chat messages, videos, photos, file transfers, and more. Google released a blog post, which stated, "We have not joined any program that would give the US government or any other government direct access to our servers. The US government does not have direct access to the information stored in our data centers. We had not heard of a program called PRISM until yesterday. We provide user data to governments only in accordance with the law. Our legal team reviews each and every request and frequently pushes back when requests are overly broad or don't follow the correct process." Press reports that suggest that Google is providing open-ended access to our users' data are false. Yahoo and Apple both went on to give similar statements. An Apple spokesman said it has never heard of PRISM. Yahoo released a statement saying, "Yahoo has not joined any program in which we volunteer to share user data with the US government. We do not voluntarily disclose user information." Facebook, while denying being part of PRISM and giving direct access to the NSA, released data regarding all national security requests in a bid to be more open. The company stated that for 6 months, ending December 31st, 2012, the total number of user data requests Facebook received from any and all government entities in the US was between 9,000 and 10,000. According to the Financial Times, in the wake of Snowden's revelations, the Obama administration defended the way it obtains private communications. James Clapper, the Director of National Intelligence, issued a statement to defend the practice, stating, "Information collected under this program is among the most important and valuable foreign intelligence information we collect, and is used to protect our nation from a wide variety of threats." But what do you make of these 3 things Edward Snowden leaked? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community.
just an imbecile. I will only complicate you. Trust in me and fall as well. I will find a center in you. I will chew it up and leave. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me.